Hey guys, welcome to Tarot 42. Welcome back if you're a returning subscriber or viewer. Um, and if you're new, welcome, 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 welcome. If you haven't subscribed, would you please, or give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, either way, all of the information does help. Helps me to connect to you. It helps everything. All right, so we're going to ask for a little bit of chair, not me. I ask all of the angels, ancestors, and guides, and our Creator to guide this reading so that no negative energies can enter upon and or manipulate the messages coming through. Any negative energies will be returned to sender tenfold. With that, let's go ahead and dive in. I wasn't going to record this, but then I was like, no, girl, you need to throw this one out here. So it looks like, so I was shuffling, and all these cards just kind of popped out, and I almost put them back because I was like, crazy, because it's like 12, probably 12:45 when I started this. And these were the cards that fell out, and this was the order that they fell out in. Was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And the thing that made me hesitate and decide to start recording was this card. And well, this all came out a couple of nights ago when I was reading. So I feel like this might be kind of connected to that. So if you get a chance to go back and jump into the Leo reading, so I would say that this might have well, you kind of have it seems to be like a kind of a fair balance. So it's not like it's like a heavy fire energy. It's just like a heavy balance of all the elements. So I don't want to say that it's geared towards any fire sign or the Leo sign. But the Leo reading the other night actually had similar qualities to it. So if this is connected, but someone is either this devil energy or they're dealing with the devil energy. I feel as though it's the person that was dealing with this devil energy. And I think maybe you're coming out of it. Like the advice I was giving on the other video was that you needed to let this person go and get away from them, because I felt like they were kind of keeping you in this isolation that you didn't want to be in anymore. And it was very tiresome. You were exhausted. And like, so, and that card came out again with the lack of energy in that. So like the way that I'm reading these, because I know it's upside down, this is upright, this is in reverse, this is in reverse, reverse, upright, reverse, reverse, upright, because it's backwards too, because I can't make, well, I think there's a setting, but it's just as easy for me to tell you. Sorry, guys. So this 3 of Swords in reverse is, you could just be feeling really bad about having ever gotten duped by this devil energy, by this person who fooled you into being in isolation. I think you're maybe kind of like running yourself down like that. Don't feel bad. These people are master manipulators. Because I feel like it's like this is a narcissist card. I don't care how anybody spins it. It's a narcissist card. Still a lesson, but a narcissist card nonetheless. So don't think badly about yourself for having been duped, because they're good at what they do. And it's so insidious is the word I was looking for, that you don't realize that that's what they're doing until you're well into that realm. Okay, so people shouldn't get upset with themselves for having that, because you're walking away from it. I believe that you've set, no matter how it went down, because leaving a person like this usually isn't either going to work, or it's not going to work very well or very smoothly. It's just going to be an explosive situation no matter how you spin it. So yeah, so I think you did. I think you did let this person go, and if you did, I encourage you to go look at that other reading as well, because it doesn't necessarily have to be a Leo. I was just feeling a lot of Leo in that because of the Strength card that fell out. But yeah, this, I think you're finally walking away, moving on. You will recover, but you've got to, like, with this personality type, you need to absolutely sever all communication, unless you absolutely have to deal with the person, because a child came out in that reading too. So if you have children or you have things that you've got to get like squared away, do that. But do that with the bare minimum contact. And if you can get a mediator, best thing that you could do. You're going to feel, again, you're potentially feeling bad about getting duped. This is probably going to make a little bit of noise. I'm sorry. So you might actually feel some lack of motivation, no energy, because these are, like, they will absolutely deplete you of all of your energy. That's their goal. They want to keep you down. They want to keep their foot on your neck, figuratively, maybe even literally for some people. So you're going to have this transition of finding yourself again. Some good advice. Just remember that when you first met this person and they were doing their love bombing, they were literally mirroring you. So, and there might have been a few things here and there that they borrowed from other people, but they were mirroring you. Okay, so you were falling in love with yourself. So remember that when you're going through this kind of this like dark night of the soul. Maybe it's not a dark night of the soul, so to speak, in like for our life in general, because that's more personal than it is relating to other people. But it may be a mini dark night of the soul, because it is, you've got to find you again. Especially if it's been a long-term situation, relationship, whatever. And it could be a professional type relationship with a coworker, boss, whatever. And I don't mean romantic, intertwining those two things, but I just mean like it could be that, like it could be a job situation. But I feel like it's a more of a romantic partner was the vibe I was getting the other night, and this basically kind of feels the same way, because I think that this relationship, okay, so what does happen, and what is very normal to happen, a very loving, normal, level-headed person can become cold and callous and shitty towards these people, right? They're loving to everybody else, but they're just so fed up with this bullshit that they've been in with this person that, and I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I mean, you're going to retaliate. Maybe not. Some people don't, and bless your heart, never retaliating on them, because it takes a special person to not do that. So you probably do feel overly emotional. You probably don't feel like yourself at all, because if you're normally level-headed, this Queen of Swords in reverse is someone that's cold and basically pissed off. It says bitchy on the card. That's funny. Cruel, bitterness, and again, these people are hard to navigate. It's impossible. You can be an earth angel and deal with these people and still end up like this and be like, fuck you, you piece of shit. I can't stand you. Get out of my life. I don't care how you do it. Just do it. Get away from me. Like, you can become that. It's so easy to become that with these people because they never take responsibility, they never take accountability, and it's very frustrating because when you try, then they're like, haha, I got you to take responsibility, so I'm going to make you take all of the responsibility. It's all you. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm perfect. I see how hard I tried. Look at all the things I did for you. They're impossible. And so, and that was another video that I did, on long-term effects of staying in a narcissistic or cluster B type relationship. So there's a lot of information there and some references to people for you to watch so you don't feel like you're just fucking crazy, because that's what they do, right? They make you feel crazy. So then moving down here, it looks to be like when you come out of this, and this is going to take some time, getting out of this bitchy reverse. See, I did it again. No, that was right. I said upside down the other night. Reversed. Queen of Swords. You will come out of it, hopefully. You'll just know in the future, God forbid if you have to deal with another one or think you might, but in the future you'll be able to set boundaries a lot better for yourself so you can avoid this fucker over here. And so you're gonna, this Ace of Cups, you're gonna get yourself back. You're gonna get the loving side of you back. You're gonna go back to normal. But again, cut this bastard off. Throw him away. Get him away as far away from you as humanly possible, right? So that you can have this back. There. Because you really want to see, it's pouring over. And that's probably who you were before this person, right? You were just overflowing with love and ooey gooey. I love everybody and I can find a positive in any negative. And then when this person takes that away because they can't stand to see that shine, they can't stand to see you be you, right? So they just keep chipping away at stuff, and then you turn into that. Don't be mad at yourself for turning into that. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, I know, but we're all human, and we're not lofty beings that don't have day-to-day stress. It's okay if you're not, because when you're dishonest with yourself, you miss a lesson, or you miss, these can be the best thing that ever happened to you, in the sense that it teaches you everything that you will need to look for. All the red flags, all the other experience. You can discern a lot better having bad experiences, right, that teach you something. So they're not always, it's not all negative, but don't be too hard on yourself if you become this, because it's not uncommon for normal, healthy, happy, level-headed people to become a giant pile of shit that's just melting on the floor because of the damage that these people do. And then by the time you get to that point where you're a mess and you're this bitch over here, they're acting like they didn't do anything wrong. It's all very passive-aggressive, insidious bullshit. They're like, I don't do anything wrong. I'm so sorry you feel that way. That's so passive-aggressive. I hate hearing that more than anything. And I know there's going to be some little shitbag in the comments at some point saying, I'm sorry you feel that way. Good humor, by the way. Very clever. Let's see. So let's see. We've got the Chariot in reverse. So make sure that you are self-disciplined, because if you don't have a direction to go in, like whether that's like joining some kind of a group to kind of like, other NPD abuse victims, like a help group or a support group or something, find something to refocus all of that energy that you put into this person. Because when you finally don't have to do that, your world is going to feel like it's upside down. And there was another reading that I did, the Four Corners reading, where I talked a little bit about that too, how like the chaos, like we think when we're like in the midst of chaos, we think that's normal, right? We expect that. So when we find peace and tranquility, we're like, whoa, what's wrong? What's wrong with this? When we should really be thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with all this chaos? This is not normal. Let's come over here where it's quiet and peaceful and happy, right? So make sure that you find something that's going to help you get out of this energy, out of your bitchiness. That's very, it's legitimate that you feel that way. But find something else that helps you get back to who you were, because you are in there. I know you might not think you are, but you are. But if you don't have that, you're going to stay in this and be aggressive and arrogant, and just, you're going to stay in this. You're going to allow this person to live rent-free in your head, and they've destroyed the good person of you if you don't stay on track. You know what I mean? So if you can find a way to flip this around to where you're like, I'm on a direct path, focus on that. Deception, manipulation, all talk, haste, see, this is what I feel like I feel like this is a Page of Swords in reverse. I feel like that's going to be this person trying to come back in and love bomb you again. And maybe that's why if you're not on this path, if you don't figure out how to flip this around and be focused on something other than all of this mess up here, he or she is going to sneak back in and, I'm trying to keep the light, maybe I can focus a little bit better. He or she is going to be able to sneak back in and create more of this bullshit. That's what they do. So they're going to come in and love bomb you. They're going to be deceptive. They're going to manipulate you. It's going to be all talk. They're not going to mean a thing. Haste, haphazard action, self-expression, whatever. It's not going to be an authentic thing. You're going to think, oh, maybe they've changed. Hope in one hand, shit in the other. I mean, see which one fills up faster. Because they will never change. The likelihood of a narcissist ever changing. See, they found a new way to be narcissists in a new way, to where they don't look so bad. But they're getting internet clout for being like, I'm a narcissist. This is what I do. I'm just giving you guys advice. Okay, but you're still getting attention for it, and you can still sense that stuff. So we appreciate the information, but we're not going to glamorize it. This is not okay. Okay, so the Hangman is upright. Let go. Find a new perspective that doesn't involve this shit. Learn your lessons. Takes a lesson. Find you again. Be on the right path. I'm gonna turn that back around and say, be on the right path. And yeah, you're gonna see this from a whole different perspective in a year. After leaving and doing the work and staying focused on not being a bitchy asshole like this person is over here. And I think it's funny that they both, what is on that? I don't eat at this table. What is that? Anyways, no. It's funny that these two are on the opposite ends of the top row. Because this is upright. This is what it is. It is what it is. This, right side up is an unbiased judgment, independent, clear boundaries, direct communication, clear-minded, perceptive, right? Because this is what it is. He or she is this. They cause all of this. And what's normally a level-headed, normal person is like this, upside down, facing this motherfucker through all this bullshit storm. And if you can turn this around, see how she's not even, you don't exist. So I'm just saying, like, it's interesting how that came out and how I laid it. Well, it was 8 cards, but I mean, they did fall out funky. But this was the card that fell on top of the other cards that were upright in a pile. Except for, I think, maybe this one. One of them was was turned over. But it was a pile. But this one came out flipped over on top of them. And when I flipped it over, I was like, oh. And then I started looking at the cards, and I was like, oh, well, holy crap. And that just kind of hit me just now. How, interestingly, this came upright, so it's a piece of shit, right? Because in reverse, this is a whole different card. It's releasing limiting beliefs. It's exploring dark thoughts, detachment, freedom, and I believe detachment is meant in a positive light. Freedom, restoring control, and then you've got resentment and lack of will. But, I mean, every reverse has to have a little bit of negative. So it's a whole different card if you flip them around, right? Kind of like her. All of the cards are, right? But I just thought that was interesting. When I realized, I was like, oh, that's funny, because here's all the storm in the middle. And then you move forward and you start to find yourself again. Oh, that was in reverse. And then here he comes back in to love bomb and try to get you back into this fucking mess. And you're like, no, I'm not having it. I have been on my path and I've been focused. And who are you again? That would really piss him off. I'm sorry, who are you? I don't know who you are. And on the bottom of the deck, let's see what we got. We have the 8 of Swords in reverse. Self-limiting beliefs, inner critic, releasing negative thoughts, opening to new perspectives, self-acceptance, and freedom. So, I mean, that's pretty good. Right? And the Lovers. In reverse, you do need to do some self-love. Public recognition, victory, progress, self-confidence. I think that maybe you could make something of that, of your experience. You can maybe become a public speaker about it, about your experience, and help others that are in a similar situation. Because we can always turn a negative into a positive. Everything negative can be turned into a positive. Even if it doesn't seem like it can be, it can be. What do we got? Knight of Cups, creativity. See, creativity. Use your shitty shitstorms as a creation for something for yourself. And that could potentially help you heal even more by helping others with your, with your knowledge and whatnot. Creativity. We're at Knight of Cups. Oh, maybe you'll meet Queen of Cups. Look, they love each other. Can't get any worse. Only upwards from here. Recovery, regeneration, resisting is the 10 of Swords, right? Yep, 10 of Swords in reverse. Is it showing up in reverse? Yes, it is. No. Yes. That's funny. Can't get any worse than what you were over here. So even like, and I think that that's what you would find is like, it will be so starkly, your life will be so starkly different away from this person that Sorry, I just got it. Maybe a confirmation. It'll be so starkly different that even the littlest thing, or even big things, you're gonna be like, yeah, I got this. If you'd have known me a year ago, 5 years ago, if you'd have seen me then, you'd have been like, oh, now I understand. So I think you're good to go. If you've left this situation, you're well on your way. Go ahead and sit in your feelings for a minute. That's fine, because it's understandable why you would be, but just don't hang out there too long. Get back to you. Get on that path and flip that around and stay on your path. And when the son bitch comes back, boot it to the curb and move forward to all this wonderful, wonderful stuff, right? Give yourself love, you know, just use the experience to make your life better. And I think you got this. All right. Thanks, y'all. Love you. Bye.